Hello everyone, this is Gary from iFull Test channel. Let's learn together to become a full stack tester. In this video, I'm going to detail the API, retrieve your one items, and how to script the corresponding testing script. Let's start. The API means retrieves a list of purchases for the authenticated user. The key request fields are as below. The API needs authentication, and we choose to set the request field filter as all, which means to return all one items in the last 45 days. The key response fields are as below. We can check the count of purchase ID from the response. This is an example, request and response. Let's do the scripting work. First, we need to set the authentication information. How to apply for these four fields? Please refer to the first video of this series. Second, to assemble the main request. Third, to code the post script to check the final status of our main API through the key response field, purchase ID. Look at the code. We receive the response and fetch all the purchase ID. Then we verify by the count of the purchase ID. If we fetch more than 0 items or just 1 items, we give different outputs and mark the transaction as passed. Otherwise, we mark the transaction as failed. Let's store all the purchase ID we fetched. And the count of this purchase ID. Two environmental variables for downstream API, remove a purchase from your one items list to use. Before sending a request, we could go to the TradeMe front-end UI page to check the initial status. See, initially, we find it has 3 items on the one item list. Then send the request and get the response. See the test results. Passed. And the count of purchase ID is 3, which means we fetch 3 purchase ID on the one items list. Save this response as an example. For later viewing. Continue to enhance the script, such as parameterization, and extend negative testing cases to cover as much as possible the business scope. To now, we have gone through the API details, so let me wrap up this video. First, we fill the authentication information and assemble the main API request. Second, we code the assertion by checking the key response field, purchase ID, to verify the main API's final status. Third, we store all the purchase ID and we fetched and the account of this purchase ID to environmental variables for downstream API to use. Finally, we see any negative cases we can develop to extend the coverage of the corresponding transaction. The next video will detail the API remove a purchase from your one items list, which needs our current API to be a dependent upstream transaction to transfer the dynamic data. If you like this video or series, don't forget to click subscribe. Your encouragement would be my motivation to publish full stack testing related practices continuously. See you next time.